An evening in Ottawa's Byward Market is full of life and color, time with friends and family, good food, and plenty of fun. Just a couple of blocks away, it's a different story. This is Murray Street.
This block of Murray Street right here draws a lot of addicts. People are here to meet whoever and do whatever kind of business they're doing, and they use very close to here too.
The first time I got drunk, I was 11. It was one of those things where, I mean, a friend took a shot out of every bottle in his dad's cabinet, and we just got shit-faced. And from what I've read about alcoholism, that when you're a fledgling alcoholic, you change. The first time you get drunk, something inside you just flips over, and I could almost feel it. And I had a family, and I had a nice life, a good job, and then things slowly kind of started to fall apart. You know, I'd do a little cocaine on a weekend at a party in another room than my wife, you know, so she couldn't see it, that kind of thing. And it just escalated from there.
I was in Vancouver in the 1980s and the early 90s, and when they opened up Insight, within a few days they made East Hastings Street walkable again. Before that, it was an open-air drug market. There was prostitution and all kinds of crime going on, and lots of open-air drug use. And the average person just wouldn't walk down that street. They wouldn't feel safe. And within a few days, it was normal again. The same thing might happen here, and when that kind of thing happens, the community jumps on board.
Businesses located in Ottawa's downtown core aren't sold on the social benefits of opening a supervised injection clinic in the area. I spoke to Asif Zafar, the owner of the Pizza behind me, which is also located across the street from a needle exchange program. Now, he didn't feel comfortable speaking on camera, but he did say wherever there's drug use, supervised or not, there's bound to be trouble.
I had occasions that they pass out and the blood all over, needles are all over. It's very bad.
Ottawa Mayor Jim Watson offered us this statement on his position. I do not support locating a safe injection site in Ottawa. My priority on this issue is to continue the work I started as Minister of Health Promotion and provide funds and support to prevention programs. Why do you think Ottawa needs a supervised injection clinic right now?
Yeah, I think that over my 2 years of living in Ottawa, I've seen many of the same problems that I was dealing with in Vancouver, and Ottawa would be a really good place to have a safe injection site. Now, one of the biggest challenges we have is trying to explain to people what a supervised injection site looks like. And so to try to demystify it for people, we've actually set up a mock supervised injection site right in this room. It's just really a room like this and a table, and we supply people with a little kit that they bring in their own drugs, and they prepare their drugs and they inject. Usually the whole process takes 5 or 10 minutes. People who are rushed and in difficult places injecting will flush their needles or throw them in parks, or so we push people to the point where it's dangerous for them to be found with needles. So obviously they're going to try and dispose of them as quickly and anywhere as they can, which causes a lot of concerns for the community that nobody wants to step on used needles. So the concerns that people have with a supervised site, it doesn't make any sense, because it will obviously not lead to more discarded needles, but it will lead to less discarded needles. It won't lead to more drug use, it will lead to safer drug use.
I was never one that robbed people or used violence or anything like that, but I used to con hospitals and shoplift for a lot of the drugs I did illegally. And it was just scurrying around. It was so high pressure and exhausting all the time. People think, you know, you're sitting around getting high all the time, but to support that lifestyle, it's so stressful. And I just broke down. I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired all the time. Those times where people want to get better are sometimes few and far between. I met this incredible man, Dr. Bruce Marshall, who put me on methadone and morphine maintenance. And he put up with a lot of my shit for quite a while, just deceptive behavior to get drugs and stuff like that. And but he always, you know, believed in me, and I eventually was able to straighten myself out. Along the way, Oasis was really good too. It's kind of like a second tier kind of thing for people looking for different types of programs.
We provide a full range of services for people, recognizing that addictions is a condition that has a huge variation in terms of the impact on people's lives, and that we need to have a variety of treatment options in order to provide appropriate interventions depending on the complexity of the person's addiction. I mean, nobody wants people to be using drugs in their backyards or in public washrooms or in stairwells and parking garages, and the people who use drugs don't want to be using their drugs in those places either. What a supervised injection facility is a place where people can go to use their drugs. So this is a place where we want people to come to use their drugs, and we want them to do that because it reduces the public nuisance associated with their substance use, and it provides them with a safer, more secure place in order to use their drugs.
I think there's not enough media attention on the issue because the feeling against drug addicts is so prejudicial. The propaganda has told us that drug addicts are criminals. They deserve to be in jail, and it's a terrible crime.
So once communities get experiences of having a supervised injection facility or drug consumption room in their neighborhood, they actually turn around and become supportive because they see the value, they actually see the change. So the types of things that a community is afraid of in terms of open drug use and things like that are actually the very things that supervised injection facilities are a response to. They will actually help that situation.
In the next few months, advocates plan to apply for a Health Canada exemption. If successful, this will allow for a safe injection facility in Ottawa. Oyeyinka Oyelowo, 25th Hour.